And I am from the Swiss International Scientific School in Dubai. I'm the head of primary there. We've been open since August, a short 8 months ago. If you're just coming in, please be careful of the floor. Excellent. Besides working at a school, I also work with the International Baccalaureate Organization as sort of a specialist in their primary years program. So I work with them as a workshop leader, as a school visitor, and a document reader. And so I thought it would be a great idea for us to discuss how we understand team building at the Swiss International Scientific School, and it borrows heavily from the IB and their philosophy on collaboration. So here we go. Since we are a Swiss school, how do we build teams? Well, we ski. So if you don't mind, I'll ask you to please ski with me. If you would please, in groups of 3 or 4, imagine that you are traveling through the Swiss Alps and you are in search for the cure for laziness. And in your travels, you come across an avalanche. Unfortunately, all your team's skis disappear and there's only one magical pair left. And on that magical pair, all of you, all 3, 4 of you, have to travel back to safety. How does this work? If your foot comes off, the magical skis disappear and none of you survive. If you tear the tape, the magical skis disappear and none of you survive. So if you wouldn't mind, if I could have perhaps the 3 or 4 of you over here step onto those skis. Both feet must be on the skis. Get your feet on there and try to travel. Okay, and can I have some of you over here give it a go up here? And some of you from this group can try it over here. And if somebody is super keen, I'll roll out some more tape. Okay?
I destroyed my own ski, so
you don't, oh, this was your safety, was it? Okay, let's give it a go, please. You're on, okay? Try to travel from there to here, together.
And the right, left, right.
Okay, stop there, please. Would you join them? There's some space right in the middle. No? Okay. Somebody else want to join them? There's space in the middle. Okay. All right. Okay, keep your shoes on. Super.
Right. And left.
You don't have poles. There are no poles, only skis.
And left.
Okay. Oh, struggling.
And right. And left. And right. And left.
Okay, while they're giving it a go, can I have maybe the 3 lovely ladies here try it over here? Come along, let's go.
And left.
Okay, you try and meet them over there. Different avalanche, different direction. Have the magical skis disappeared?
Almost. Okay. Right. And left.
It'll be difficult with high heels. Did it tear? All right, you nearly made it. You nearly made it. Very good. Bravo. Are you making excuses for the magical skis? Thank you for trying. Okay, so the idea is that there are certain skills that will help you when you are team building. One of the strategies that the group over here used, they just immediately allowed the lady to lead, and she led with very simple and clear directions, which were left, right, right, left, and if they ever stopped and added another person into the team, they just assumed that that person was going to take responsibility and continue to let you lead. So you were quite a performing team, which allowed you to come to safety. At the Swiss school, no, we don't really take the teachers off to skiing trips, but the children did go, and it was quite a team building experience for them. So how else do we build teams? Just like other schools, we have parties, we have sports, we laugh together, we sing together, and we play dress up together. We also have a committee called the Sunshine Committee that was created by the teachers for the teachers. Allow me to take you through. This is a winter party that we had thanks to the school management where everybody was invited and had a nice evening where teachers got to dress up and bring their spouses or their partners and have a nice meal together. This was just before the winter break. This is when we all joined together in the jump rope challenge, where the entire school, including the students, the teachers, pledged to jump rope for an hour in order to raise funds. What's beautiful about this picture is the gentleman you see very up close is the head of marketing. This gentleman here is the head of IT. That is our PRO. This is a gentleman in accounts. Behind there is our facilities manager. This person behind here is the HR team, and that is the school driver. And of course, in the background, you see the children and the teachers who you would always expect to participate. What I really like about this is really and truly everyone, academic and administrative, participates in our activities. This is where our curriculum coordinator and two of our teachers are allowing Chris Fade, the radio jockey, to engage them in doing silly song and dance while the entire school watches, and we all laugh at them and they laugh at themselves. We also, at the winter concert, had a winter market. Not only did the children perform, but the teachers got together and did Let It Go from Frozen. Finally, we play dress up. We try to aim for 100% participation. These are all our teachers dressed up as characters from books, and we actually did have 100% participation that day. So not only do the students dress up, but even the staff dresses up. Finally, the Sunshine Committee that I was talking about, they've come together with a budget of, I think it's 2,500 dirhams this year, to plan social activities, organize luncheons, give little appreciation gifts throughout the year. Just before the spring break, they organized to give carrot-shaped bags filled with cheese balls that has your name on it and said, "Have a happy spring break." Their latest task has been to get shelves with box files in them, with each teacher having a name, so that we can say nice things about each other, to each other, drop off messages for each other, make communication easier, and have a more central place for everyone to come together for whatever excuse that we can find. So that's how we do it. We try to follow the model by Bruce Tuckman, the psychologist. Is anybody quite familiar already with this model? Okay, so this is an idea that I borrowed quite heavily from an IB workshop that I went to on collaboration. Bruce Tuckman was a psychologist in the mid-1960s where he came up with this model of team development. The stages are called forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. You'll see it again. Basically, he states that each team that forms, whether it's for a short period or a long period, for a task or for a year of an academic year, goes through these stages, and teams can move back and forth, and they can also skip stages. Allow me to allow him, or someone who knows him better than I do, to explain his stages of team development.
In a perfect world, new team members would work collaboratively together from day one. They would get along, communicate well, and productively focus on the team's mission. Unfortunately, we live in the real world. And as we know, it takes time for teams to reach peak effectiveness. Psychologist Bruce Tuckman first identified 4 stages of team formation in the mid-60s. These are forming, storming, norming, and performing. They describe the process teams go through as people form bonds and learn to work together effectively. In the forming stage, most team members are positive and polite, but some of them might feel anxious. During this period, people make an effort to get to know each other. The next stage is storming. At this time, people push against boundaries. There's often conflict around personalities and different working styles, because people become frustrated with one another's differences in approach. Some people might even question the team's goals and avoid taking on tasks. Some teams never make it past the storming stage. The third stage is norming. This is when people start to resolve their differences, build on one another's strengths, and respect you as a leader. The last stage is performing. Your team members reach this stage when they're able to achieve the group's goal without friction. As a leader at this stage, you can delegate more work and spend time developing each person to be the best they can be. Most teams go through each of these stages, and there's a lot you can do as a leader to speed the process up and help your people get to the performing stage faster. To learn more about guiding your team through each stage, see the article that accompanies this video.
I'll be sharing my resources with you shortly towards the end of my presentation, so in case you're keen on knowing where I got the stuff that I got. That was quite quick for any one of us. Sorry. Here is another way, another visual way of explaining forming, storming, norming, and performing. The final stage, adjourning, is currently missing from this model, and I will explain. That is odd. All right, in the forming stages of a new team, or for whatever purpose, whether it's at a school, in a grade level, or for a task, people are usually quite nice to each other because everybody wants to find a place to belong. And so they could be quite anxious, they could be quite polite, which may not be their normal way of behaving. They could be quite excited, which could also mean that it's not their normal way of behaving. And roles and responsibilities are still unclear in this stage, whether it's for a task or a grade level or for whatever else. So as a leader, what we should be doing, or anybody who wishes to emerge as a leader in this stage, should direct the team, try to establish clear objectives for teams and for individuals. Storming. Like he said, most teams don't ever make it past this stage. This is where people lack strong relationships yet with colleagues. They may not yet have an established process to support the team. They might be a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of work. They might be trying to compete with each other for different positions in the team. They might challenge the leader's authority. There might be conflict between the team members, just natural working style. I might be more casual, you might be more structured, and often teams will just fail and dissolve at this point. Tons of things that you can do to help people get from the storming stage to the norming stage, which is the next stage that will help you get to a performing team. You should build good relationships and trust. Resolve conflicts swiftly. If there are insecure or less secure team members, it is recommended that you support them. What really helps, and which I have used repeatedly in not only this school, but my past school and in different teams, is if you explain these stages of team development to people psychologically, once they understand what's happening to them and what's happening to their team, and get a few strategies to work through it, they are more likely to be coming out of the storming stage and into the norming stage at least. All right, so coach them, help them learn about different learning styles, their own self, their own learning styles, and the styles of others. That should help them get to the norming stage where they start to resolve their differences. They may lapse back to the storming stage if there's a new task that they have to work on together, because every time you approach something, different styles are needed and different understandings and misunderstandings can occur. They may start to socialize together at this point. They may start to respect the leadership authority and appreciate each other's strengths and work to each other's strengths. What you can do once your team does get to the norming stage is step back. Help the team members take responsibility, and this might be a really good time for you to arrange some team building events. Those should get you to the performing stage where there is no more friction, structures are set up and they support the team. Leaders can now delegate the work that they have been doing and start focusing on individual development. It feels good generally to be a part of the team if you are a performing team, and usually people leave or they come to the team will not disrupt the performance of the team once you are a performing team. At this point, you should aim to have as light a touch as possible and delegate tasks and projects as much as you can. Every team that forms also disbands at some point or another, and it is important to realize that while it may be a happy time period for some people may be apathetic and react as if they don't care if people are leaving, while others may actually be quite sad, and some people may even be overcome by grief. And this could be because people have established relationships and they have friends and colleagues who are leaving and very close to them, to their hearts. And so it is important that we recognize that when a team adjourns or disbands, there is a variety of reactions that people may have, and not only the reaction that we would have. So at this point, it's important to remind people about past experiences in a positive way and try to help them celebrate the team achievements. Now, how can you, that's lovely, it's all very theoretical, nice. What are you actually going to take away from this to help you and your team grow from wherever you are and wherever you want to go? Well, this is the key word here, is to reflect. The next tool that I'm going to give you that you already have in your hands in the form of a handout are the 7 norms of collaboration. These are a set of 7 strategies that you can, you don't have one. I'm sorry. Can I pass these out? Somebody doesn't have them? You would like one? No problem. The idea is, would you pass it to the gentleman behind you as well? Thank you so much. The idea is that any team that says, we're too busy to reflect, I don't have time for this, I have so much going on, that team is too busy to grow. You have one, great. So, you can use the norms of collaboration. These are strategies, 7 of them. The idea is not to try and use all of them at the same time. Sorry?
One at a time.
That's right. I would suggest that you pick 1 or 2 to focus on. The idea is to isolate, pick 1 or 2 that you need to, the 1 or 2 that you're very good at, or 1 or 2 that you need to develop. Isolate those 2 in your mind, overlearn them, practice, 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 and then they will become automatic. So that when you are faced with a situation in which you are stressed and you have a fight or flight debate going on in your mind, you will have these strategies automated to pull on and use. How can you know where you are as a team? How can you know where you are as an individual in your team building and in your ability to collaborate? The next page that you have there starts to give you a personal performance inventory in which you can rate yourself across your ability to use the 7 different strategies. And then, if you wish, you can sit with team members and discuss with them. You may learn that they have strengths that you do not. And then what you would do is you would pick 1 or 2, practice, 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 and then overlearn it, and it would become automatic. What you have there is just a personal inventory. When I show you the resources, if you go and visit those websites, you can find group inventories whole group inventories and part group inventories as well. One of the strategies that I find to be the most useful, and which I find that all of us tend to really forget when we're faced with challenging teams or new tasks, is the 7th one, and that is presuming positive intentions. No matter how someone looked at you, or how they talked to you, or how they walked by you, or didn't, or wrote to you, or didn't invite you, or didn't include you, or blah, blah, blah. If you assume, just presume, that they meant well, it's all probably going to fall into place a lot easier than if we wear our emotions on our sleeves and say, oh, he was trying to exclude me, or oh, she didn't mean well by what she said. So that's a personal reflection from me. The seventh one is my very favorite, is where I always try to presume that whatever happened, the other person intended for things to go rather well. That brings us to my resources. Should you want to get in touch with me, you're very welcome to do so. That is my name up there, and that is my email address. If you don't feel like writing it down, I have a business card up here that you're welcome to take away. The video that I showed you is from mindtools.com. There are some very excellent other resources available through that website if you want to have a look. The Norms Collaboration Toolkit, the handout that I gave you, that came from thinkingcollaborative.com. There are a variety of other resources besides Norms of Collaboration there that you can have a look at. Finally, the skiing activity that we did came from Tom Heck's book of 50 duct tape team building activities. So this is duct tape, and it's available locally. It is extremely sticky, so I would be careful when you're cutting it and rolling it out. If you want to get that resource for your school, you can. The skiing activity that I did with all of you, I found on teachmeteamwork.com. It's from his book, but it was a free sample that was available because I don't actually have access to this book yet. I definitely intend to get access to the book. Thank you very much for being here. If you have comments, questions, concerns, I'm happy to discuss. Or if you would like to eat your lunch and go away, that would be fine too.